Welcome to the instructions for format as tables and convert to range. Go ahead and please open the attached workbook. So the first thing we're going to do is copy this table. So from A3, hold and select all the way to F7, and then just click copy. And then I'll place it in A10, so make A10 active and just paste. To get rid of the recent copy marquee that's flashing around, the recent selected text, just press escape on your keyboard. Now go ahead and click in cell F4 and complete the basic function, which is to multiply the units times the price. So equals D4 times E4, and then I'm going to use my check mark and fill handle. Now click in A3 and we're going to format as table. So in A3, choose format as table, select from light, medium, dark, any color choice you'd like. The range should be A3 to F7. Make sure you have a check mark for my table has headers and click OK. Now you get the markers if you want to put things in alphabetic order or if you want it to sort. And I will sort by last name, so I'll click the down arrow and choose A to Z. So it's sorted by alphabetic order by last name, and you can see the up arrow. So I just wanted to show you, we did the formula first. So if you click in F4, you'll see that the formula is D4 times E4, and then D5 times E5, and so forth. So now we're going to do it different. We're going to come down to the bottom part, and we're going to put it in a table as format first, and then do the formula for column F. So format as table, and again, you can select anything you want, the same, it's up to you. And it's the range, we're in a new range, A10 through F14, and then my table has headers, and OK. Now when we go to do our basic formula, because it's already a table, formatted as a table, I'll start with equals, and I'm going to click cell D11, but it comes up as units column, and then I'll still put the times, the asterisk, and then the unit price, which is E11, and it comes up as unit price. So the @ sign is referring to the table column units, but I'm on the correct row, so it'll know exactly what row to calculate, and then from the unit price column. So I'll just press or click enter, and then what this does is it automatically completes the rest of the table. I will also sort by last name, A to Z. So now click anywhere in the first table that we did, and we want to convert it back to a range rather than as a table, meaning I want to get rid of these drop-down markers. So in the table design, and you won't have this tab if you're outside the table. So if I'm somewhere else, I don't get that tab. So I have to be in the table. Then I'll click this tab so that the ribbon changes, and I'm going to choose convert to range. And it asks you to confirm, do you want to convert the table to a normal range? And I'll select yes. So you'll notice the only thing it did is it got rid of those markers. You still have the same formatting style that you chose. So the first table is no longer in as a formatted as table, it's just data range, and the second one is still, and you can tell by these icons in each of the columns. All right, next worksheet, what if analysis. So in this one, I'm going to do another basic formula, the units times the units price. So I'm selected F4 equals D4 times E4, check, and then go ahead and use your fill handle. So it's 12 times the 250, which is $30, 5 times the unit price of 125 is 625. So it's just a basic formula. So what I want to do here is find out how many units must I sell to reach a total sales of $100. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the bananas. How many units do I have to sell to reach $100? So let's start in our very first one, F4. We're going to go to data, what if analysis, and this is a goal seek. So I'm sitting in the cell that has the formula, D4 times E4. I want it to reach $100 by changing how many units I must sell. And then go ahead and click OK. And it calculates you need to sell 40 to make $100. And the next one, I'll do the same thing. What if, goal seek, I want it to reach $100. How many units must I sell? And OK. 80 of them. Next one, what if, goal seek, I want to reach $100 by changing how many units I must sell. 25, different price. Next one, and we're all reaching $100. What if, goal seek, I want to reach $100 by changing how many units must I sell for the pairs. And I need to sell 50. And if you wanted to, you could put this in Table S format. And again, you can pick any color you'd like. Make sure the range is okay. And then we can sort by last name. All right, next worksheet, goal seek grades. So here we have tests 1 through 4, and we want to find the final average. So let's do our average. So go ahead and select average, and it should be, even though we don't have a test for 4 yet, it should be equals average B3 through B6. And I'll use my check mark. Now what I want to get for a final, because right now 91 would be an A minus, I want to get an A, so I want this to be 93. So stay in the formula cell, which is B7, data, what if, goal seek. So starting in set cell, I want to receive a 93 by changing what do I have to get for test 4, which is B6, and OK. And I have to get a perfect 100 in order to get a 93 as my average. All right, next one, October sales. So go ahead and click in the sales rep column heading, which is A6, and we want to set it up for format as table because we are going to put it in alphabetical order by sales rep. So I go ahead and choose home, format as table, and you can select any style you'd like. Make sure the range is A6 through F39. My table has headers, and OK. If you decided that you wanted to change colors, you could do that as well. So I'll go into commission and do my formula. It is a mixed cell reference. I'm going to take D7 and multiply it by an absolute cell reference. This will change D7, D8, D9, but this will always refer to the sales rep commission of 5%, which is cell B4. So my formula is equals. I'm just going to press the left arrow. Notice I'm in table. It's coming as order amount. It's the first row of the order amount. It's not saying D7, which would have been for if I didn't format it as table. Either way, it's going to work. Multiply, and I want it to be cell B4 always. Notice it shows up B4 because that's outside the table. Make sure you press F4 so that it's $B, $4, check mark, and it filled everything for me. All right, order less commission, order amount less commission equals the order amount minus the commission. And again, once I press enter, it does all of them for me. Now I'm going to go to sales rep, the filter option, and choose, I could either filter or sort A to Z, so it's in alphabetic order by the sales rep. So it's all Maureen Cook first, and it's in alphabetic order by their last name. So let's check this out for printing. So file, print. And you'll notice it goes to a second page. So it has the order amount less commission. So we could reduce the size of this column. The reason why it's this long is because you wanted to fit the entire title, but we could have it wrap if we wanted. So I'm going to show 2 ways. So right now it's showing on two separate pages. So how would we get the sales rep names to also appear on this page? So I'll go to the back arrow and I'll choose page layout. Then I'll go to page setup dialog box arrow, and then I'll choose sheet. And the column that I want to repeat will be absolute, always row or column A through all of column A, because it could be 39 rows, 59 rows, 159 rows. It'll do always repeat A through A. Now I'm going to go right to print preview to show you that. And there is the page 1 with the sales rep. And remember page 2 had just that one column, order amount less commission. When I go in there, there's that column, but it also repeated column A. So that's one way. So your submission should have the page layout, page setup. You should have in sheet a $A colon through $A. So the sales rep is repeated on both page 1 and page 2. But if you wanted to, we could reduce the size of probably column A, sales rep. The names aren't that long. We could make that one smaller. And then we could make this one smaller. So what you have to do for the title, so I'll just make this one smaller. It's already set, so if I go back to home, to wrap text. So it's wrapping to the next line because it doesn't fit now. So now you can also see the dotted line. Just make it bigger. This is page 1. There's the dotted line. That's page 2. If I make this smaller, and once the dotted line goes to the right, then it will fit on one page. Now it's on the right. So now if I go to File, Print, it's all on one page. I'm just going to go back for a minute. When I was in the page layout, I chose this page setup dialog box to go to sheet. You can also get it from print tiles. That'll take you right to the sheet tab. There's just different ways to reach that. And yours should have $A colon $A. Mine, I just wanted to show you, if you wanted to, could you force it to be all on one page? You could. That's a save and submit. Thank you.